going to do is have a look at lesson 5 from the unit outline that I've incorporated into the website that I've made for the Iartist assignment. The lesson is called Australian Outback Painting, and it requires students to create their own version of a painting of the Australian Outback using their visual impressions, so the thoughts that they've had in their mind about what they've seen about the painting. And what we're going to do is use Sidney Nolan's artwork as the inspiration. What Nolan used to do was he used to go out into the outback, and from the image that he saw, or from the area of the outback that he saw, he used to take a quick look at it and then turn his body around and then do his paintings from what he can remember and what his visual impressions were about that area of the outback. So what we're going to do is to provide children with one of Sidney Nolan's artworks. For example, this one called Tabletop Mountain, which he painted in 1950. They're only going to have access to that image or that copy of the painting for 2 or 3 minutes, and I want them to use this Y chart thinking tool, which is available under the resource section on the website. This requires children it helps children to note down in different areas what they've seen in the painting, what the painting to them, what it would be like, what it feels like, and what the painting sounds like. So a few examples I've got. What it looks like is that there's a dead tree in the left foreground and then the flat top mountain there in the background. If I was there painting the flat top mountain, or the tabletop mountain, sorry, I would feel very silent, isolated. You can hear the occasional bird in the distance. This is all under the sounds like section, and then under feels like section of the Y chart. It really feels like dry heat, and you really notice the different colours that are in the painting as well. So this helps to form the ideas in your head for when you actually come to the making part of this activity. So what Nolan first used to do was to do a quick sketch of what he was about to paint. So if you draw the tree in the foreground there, and I'm not a very talented artist, but really that's not the point. What we want the students to do is just be involved and engaged in the artwork. So you can draw the tabletop mountain in the background. I've only got access to yellow chalk, but if you were in a classroom setting, we could get chalk that kind of signified each of the different colours that you can see in the painting. So after we've done a brief sketch using the chalk, we can start painting. So what I want the children to do is just to really experience as many different techniques as possible. So you can start off by getting lots of blue paint on your big brush and kind of use that for the sky. Bit of green in there too. And what Nolan also used to do is he used to use a squeegee to remove areas of paints, but I'm going to use a rag like this one to kind of brush and move along the areas of the page to do the clouds. So this is a fun way for kids to really get hands-on and involved in what they're doing. We also use different utensils to add different effects as well, so you can get knives or any other things that you can think of. That probably plastic knives would be better in a primary classroom, that you can use to add different effects as well. And then I'd like the kids to really experiment with kind of different colours and different brush techniques as well. We could also use the end of the brush to again get different effects. So for the tree in the front, so you're really experimenting and using a lot of different techniques, which will help to engage the kids, and they can find what technique kind of works best for them or what they really like to use. So that's really about it. The rest is really up to the kids to be creative as possible and really get involved in their art practice activity.